Hey everyone, so the last couple of days 343 has been releasing so much information regarding the future of Halo Infinite, and today we got even more. Today 343 shared the future of Halo Infinite's sandbox. Some guns are being nerfed, other guns are being buffed, some things people are going to like, some things people are going to hate. So the Halo Infinite winter update will finally be buffing the plasma pistol, the pulse carbine, the Commando, and the disruptor. The plasma pistol will have its base damage shot increased, and the overcharge shot will move much faster, meaning it will land much more often and should make it a much more consistent weapon. As it stands, there's no real reason to pick up the plasma pistol at all, so this is a great change. 343 is also buffing the pulse carbine, another weapon that has a very niche use and really doesn't have any reason to pick it up over more consistent weapons. With the buffs they're making to this weapon, plasma projectiles will be moving much faster, you don't have to lead your shot as much, and 343 said these changes should help the player land shots more consistently in short to mid-range combat while slightly reducing the effectiveness at longer ranges. Next up we have the disruptor. It's being buffed, but it's a very minor buff. You just get more ammo in the clip. Instead of it being 10 bullets, it's 12 bullets. The real big gun that is seeing a massive change and is really going to change the whole Halo Infinite ecosystem is the Commando. Now the Commando wasn't already a bad weapon. In fact, I thought the Commando was really good. 343 said, to help increase its effectiveness up close, we have slightly increased the bullet magnetism and slightly reduced the high minimum error, which is basically the bloom. We've seen this help players finish off targets at closer range during internal playtests, so we're eager to see how this plays out in the wild. This means the Commando now has more headshot prioritization when shooting a no-shielded enemy, it has more bullet magnetism, and it has more aim assist. When you increase all three of those values, this gun is going to be an absolute monster. Now the reason why I say it's going to have such a large impact on the overall game is because they're actually nerfing the battle rifle. 343 said they wanted to raise the skill ceiling on the battle rifle when you're landing your final shot, as well as reduce its effectiveness at range from the hip. This means its headshot prioritization on a non-shielded enemy has been reduced, bullet magnetism is now less, how sticky the aim feels is less, and the bullet magnetism fall off range, which is how far you have to be from an enemy before you actually feel the aim assist, has also been reduced. The Commando very well may be the go-to weapon now over the battle rifle. Again, we'll have to test before we actually see the results, but very big change. As for the other nerfs, 343 has nerfed the Frag Grenades. They've increased the detonation timer by 0.2 seconds, so if you're going to die, you can't just drop a grenade at your feet to hopefully martyrdom the enemy. This is a really good change because there's a lot of nade spam on Halo Infinite, and this should help fix that a little bit. The final weapon that is being nerfed, and it's a very minor nerf, is the energy sword. Now with the energy sword, if you melee someone with it and they melee you, you win all the time. Post winter update, if someone melees you with a non-energy sword and you melee them with the energy sword, if both players are non-shielded, it will trade a kill instead of the energy sword player winning. This is probably one of the biggest updates the game has seen, especially in terms of gameplay mechanics. Now speaking of gameplay mechanics, there is a very popular movement tech that's very hard to do called a Snapside. I'll show an example on screen now, which allows a player very great time to get a massive powerful slide across the map, and I have yet to see one player do it in a match-made game, so it's very weird that it's actually being patched. I would understand if it was being done all the time and it was completely breaking maps. It is so hard to do in an actual match-made setting. I don't really see the point in patching it. On Twitter at least, it has upset a lot of people that it's being removed, so I hope 343 reconsiders because it isn't hurting anyone, and removing it will have more of a detrimental impact than if it would stay in the game. Now if you thought there was a lot of changes, there's even more. 343 is fixing desync, finally fixing desync. The way they're going to go about it is they're going to mitigate and reduce the conditions that actually cause desync in the first place. And I think that's a real good way to go about it, because me, myself, I don't get desync ever, but my friends get it all the time. It's very inconsistent player to player on who gets desync and who doesn't. So removing and fixing the things that actually cause it in the first place is great. 343 is also going to be making some major upgrades to PC and mouse and keyboard aiming. Mouse and keyboard is severely handicapped when compared to controller for Halo Infinite. The difference in accuracy is around 15%, so it's quite considerable, and very few people play mouse and keyboard on Halo Infinite, so any sort of fixes that can kind of bring it in line with controller is very much appreciated. Again, they touched on Red Reticle on PC. They said if there's a lot of cheaters that come because of it, they're removing it, but they're willing to try it because the community has asked for it, so thank you, I really appreciate that. And finally, this brings us to the last set of mechanics that 343 is going to be changing, and that is the thruster pack and the drop shot. Now the thruster pack is going to be scaled down a little bit and nerfed, while the drop shot, if you watch any sort of competitive Halo, it is much faster to drop your weapon than to actually swap weapons, and then you get the hold this medal. This is also being nerfed, And now if you drop a weapon, it's the exact same as if you swap a weapon. So there's no speed change anymore. Overall, there is a lot of changes, and most of them are steps in the right direction, which is fantastic. Fixing desync has to be the #1 priority, and it's really good to see that 343 is fixing ghost melees, blank shots, and also vehicle desync, because you've seen a desync a lot when you're driving around in a vehicle. So they're all really great changes. We'll see how it goes with the winter update. There was no word on a buff to the sniper rifle. I really think the sniper rifle needs a huge rework because it's absolutely terrible. The shock rifle beats it in every category, and there was no update on whether 343 will turn collision on again. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this. The full blog post will be in the description, so give it a read yourself. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.